Hello, class ninth. How are you all? So, we are going to begin a new chapter, chapter number 6. Yes, the name of chapter is tissues. Yes, only tissue word you can see on the screen and nothing else. Yes, I'm showing nothing else. I will show you many things. This chapter is a little bit difficult, complex chapter. The words are a little bit tough, but if you try, you can easily memorize these words. It's a little bit tough, not too much. Okay, the words are little bit tough, but it's a very interesting chapter because in this chapter we are going to study about the plants and animals tissue. We will study the tissues of plants and animal. Okay, and uh, last time we studied the chapter diversity in living organism. In that chapter we studied about the different type of animals. Yes, Monera, Protista, fungi, Animalia, Plantae, if you memorize. Yes, but that chapter will not come in exam, but this chapter chapter number 6 will come in your exam, yearly exam. This chapter will come in your yearly exam. Okay, so don't forget. So this chapter is very easy. It's not too difficult, and it's not too long. Okay, so tissues. We are going to study about the tissues. You know what is cell? Do you know what is cell? In chapter 5, chapter 5 is completely based on cells. Yes, there are two type of cell: plant cell and animal cell. And you know that first of at first the dead cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. Yes, do you remember cell? I think you know about it. And in 8th class you also studied about the cell. Yes, so we know that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of our cell is the basic structural and functional unit. Yes, our body is made up of cells. Yes, our body is made up of cells, and there are different type of cell. It may be living cell or it may be dead cell. Yes, both condition is possible. So our body is made up of cell. When cell combine, then they form tissue. So we can say group of cell is called tissue, but this is not the complete definition of cell. A group of cell is called tissue, but the definition is actually little bit long. I will tell you. Okay, and may the cells perform a specific function. In the same way tissue also do the specific function, and the group of tissue is called organ. Yes, when many tissues combine they form organ, like nose, eyes, ear, finger, thumb. They are organ. They all are formed from the group of tissues. Yes, tissue form the organ, and organ form the organ system. Yes, the group of organ makes a organ system which perform a specific function, like digestive system. Yes, digestive system perform the function of digestion. Yes, digestive system perform the function of digestion. Digestive system cannot perform the function of uh, excretory system. Yes, so we have different systems: skeletal system, digestive system, excretory system. So they perform different function. Respiratory system perform a breathing function. Yes, they all are made up of organs. Yes, because the group of organ is called organ system, and when all the organ combine they form an individual. Yes, they form a human being, they form animal. Yes, because in individual, in animal, different type of organ system are present. So I hope that you understood that when the cells combine they form tissue, and the group of tissue is called organ, and the group of organ which perform a specific function is called organ system, and the group of organ system is known as individual, yes, organ system from human being or any animal. Okay, now let's see the introduction. First of all, we will see the introduction. Let's move on the next point. Okay, kids. So tissues. First topic we have tissues. So tissue is a group of cells having similar structural and function. Yes, tissue is a group of cells have a similar structure. Yes, the structure is same. Yes. So if I talk about the mm, tissue of this place, means the place of my hand. Hands tissue are same. Their structure and function are same. If I will take the tissue of shoulder, they can be different. The tissue of shoulder and the tissue of hand can be different. So it is a group of cells. So we are taking the group of cell of one place. So the group of cell which is present in my hand, they all are in same structure and they perform a same function. Yes. But the cells which are present in my throat, they are different. But all the cells which are present in my throat, they are same and they will perform a specific function. So we can say tissue is a group of cells which perform a specific function and their origin is same. They are from the one place. Okay. So tissue is a group of cells having a similar structure and functions. Okay. And in plants and animal, group of cells called tissue carry out a specific function. Yes, they perform a specific function, like nose is a group of tissue. Yes, and this nose perform a specific function, means we breathe through nose. It is a specific function. We eat through mouth. It is a specific function of our mouth. We cannot see through our mouth. We cannot speak from our eyes. Yes, we cannot see from our nose. Can we see from our nose? No, it's not possible. It's impossible. So there are different group of cells form the tissue, but they have similar structure and function. They perform a specific function and their origin is same. Their origin is same. Okay. So there are many type of tissues, as you can see. Sorry. So there are different type of tissues, as you can see in the picture. The first picture, as you can see, which are pictured in red color. Can you see in red color? These are actually type of muscles. Yes, smooth muscles, skeletal muscles, and cardiac muscles. So different type. They are actually tissue, group of tissue. Muscle means muscular tissues. They are actually muscular tissue. Okay, smooth muscle is a muscular tissue, skeletal muscle is a muscular tissue, cardiac muscle also a muscular tissue, and xylem and phloem you can see in green color. Can you see in green color? Yes, xylem, phloem, they transport the food and water. So they also perform specific function. Yes, they can also be divided into different parts, like xylem tissue is a group of cell. Phloem tissue is also group of cell. So xylem tissue is formed by different cells, like xylem fiber, xylem parenchyma, tracheae. In the same way, phloem also formed from different cell. Phloem tissue is also formed from different group of cell, like cells present in phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber, sieve tube, companion cell. So different type of tissue cells are present in our body. Okay. So in human being, the cells of the muscular tissues contract and relax and help in movement. Yes, muscular tissue means muscles. We are talking about the muscle cell, the cells of muscles, which are grouped in together and form the muscular tissue. So when they contract and relax, they help in movement. Yes, muscles help us in many ways. Even our heart is a cardiac muscle. Yes. So, and if we talk about plants, in a plant's cells of the vascular tissue conduct water and food from one part of the plant to other? Yes. So xylem and phloem are actually vascular tissue which are present in plants. Their work is to conduct water and food from one place to another place, means from one part of the plant to the another part of the plant. So we can say that there are different type of tissues present. So let's see, first of all let's see the difference between plant tissue and animal tissue. Then we will divide the plant tissue, then we will study at first about plant tissue, and at last we will study about animal tissue. So now let's move on the next point. Okay, now let's talk about the plant tissue and animal tissue. So plant tissue, first of all let's talk about the plant's tissue. Point number one, plants do not move from place to place. Yes, I know that plants are living organisms, animals are also living organisms, but plants cannot move from one place to another. They stay at one place with the help of root. Okay, and most of the cells and tissues in plants provide mechanical support and strength. Yes. You know why does the plant stay upright? Why does the plant stay upright? Why does the plant stand straight? The reason behind it is the cells which are present in plants, they provide the mechanical strength. Yes, make it strong and stay, keep it strong and keep it strength, keep it straight. And strength also provide strength like parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. And so most of the tissue consists of dead cell because they provide mechanical support and strength to the plant. Yes, remember kids, most of the tissue of plant cell made of dead cell. Most of the tissue of plant cell consist of dead cell. Yes, there are many living cell also, like phloem. Phloem is a living cell, but many tissues are actually dead cell, but they provide support, strength. That they are dead, that's why they stay strong and keep it give it strength. Okay. Next point is the growth of plant take place only in some region. Yes, you know the growth of plant occur in only in some place. It growth after a fixed growth, like a stem. If the stem grow once, it will not grow too much. After it will become permanent. So the growth of plant will take place in some region only, like growth occur in branches. So plants have tissue called meristematic tissue which divide and help in the growth of, and permanent tissue which do not divide. So because in the plant the growth take place only in some region, not in all the area. So we can say that plants have meristematic tissue and plants also have permanent tissue. Yes, there are two type of tissue present in plants, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So what is meristematic tissue and what is permanent tissue? Okay. So meristematic tissue actually it divide and help in growth, while the permanent tissue do not divide itself. Yes, meristematic tissue divide and help in growth, but permanent tissue forms after the growth stop. That time the tissues are actually permanent tissue which do not divide. Now let's talk about animal tissue. Animal move from one place to another. Yes, but plants do not move from one place to another and need more energy than plants. Yes, plant need less energy, animal need more energy. So most cell and tissues in animals are living cell. Yes, in animals most of the cells are living cell, but in plants most of the cells are dead cell. Okay. Because plants need less energy, animals need more energy. And the growth of the animal is more uniform, so animals do not have separate dividing or non-dividing cell. Yes, because the growth of animal is uniform, that's why there is no separation of dividing cells and non-dividing cell. Okay, because in plants uh, tissues divide and help growth, but in animals tissues do not divide, it does not happen. Okay, new tissue form always happens, the new tissue will form, they will not divide itself in animal. And animals have organ having specialized function. Yes, animals have organ. So the organ have specialized tissue, that's why we have specialized tissue. Okay, so this is all about plant tissue and animal tissue. It is the short introduction about plant and animal tissue. This is the difference, I hope you understood. So point number 1, plants do not move from place to place while animals move from place to place. Point number 2, animals need more energy, plants need less energy. Point number 3, the tissue of plants divide, it does not happen in animals. Okay, and the growth of animal is more uniform, so animals do not have separate divide and non-dividing cell, but the growth in plant is non-uniform. Okay, most of the tissue in plants are dead, and most of the tissue in animals are living. Okay, so now let's begin with plant tissue. Let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's study about plant tissue. Plant tissue are mainly of two type. Yes, they are meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Yes, plant tissue, there are two type of plant tissue: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So these tissue, which tissue? Meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, they can also be divided into different category. Yes, meristematic tissue and plant tissue can also be divided into different category. Yes, so there are three type of meristematic tissue. There are three type of meristematic tissue: apical tissue, intercalary tissue and lateral tissue. Okay, apical tissue, lateral tissue, intercalary. While permanent tissue is divided into two parts. Permanent tissue can be divided into two parts: simple tissue and complex tissue. Yes, permanent tissue can be divided into two parts: simple tissue and complex tissue. Okay, so simple tissue, there are three simple tissue. There are three simple tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. I think you cannot see parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. They are little bit cut. Um, and complex tissue. Complex tissue can be divided into two parts: xylem and phloem. Okay, there are two type of complex tissue. So again, let me explain you again. Plant tissue can be divided into two category. Plant tissues can be divided into two category: meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. Okay, meristematic tissue can be divided in three category, and plant permanent tissue can be divided into two category. So meristematic tissue can be divided into three category. Which tissue? Apical meristematic tissue, intercalary tissue and lateral meristematic tissue. Okay, and permanent tissue can be divided into two category: simple tissue and complex tissue. Okay, simple tissue, which are the simple tissue? There are three simple tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. What is the spelling of parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma? Parenchyma, Parenchyma, Parenchyma. Parenchyma. What is the spelling of collenchyma? Collenchyma, Sclerenchyma collenchyma. And what is the spelling of sclerenchyma? Sclerenchyma, sclerenchyma. And complex tissue, there are two type of complex tissue, xylem and phloem. What is the spelling of xylem? Xylem, xylem. And what is the spelling of phloem? Phloem, phloem. Okay. Xylem tissue can be divided into four category. Means xylem is made up of four cell. Xylem is made up of four cell. Yes. First is xylem fiber. Second is xylem parenchyma. Third is xylem fiber, xylem parenchyma, trachea and trachea. Trachea is also known as vessel. Trachea is also known as vessel. Okay, trachea and trachea both are different. Okay, different cell. And phloem can be divided into four category: phloem fiber, phloem parenchyma, and sieve tube, sieve, sieve tube, and companion cell. Okay. So first of all, we will study about permanent tissue. Okay. First of all, we will study about permanent tissue. Okay. Then we will study about uh, meristematic tissue. No, let's do a work. Let's do it reverse. First of all, we will study meristematic. Okay. First of all, we will study meristematic. Then we will study permanent tissue. Okay. So for your kind information, let me tell you, meristematic means growth, which are responsible for the growth. Okay. Growth can occur in stem, root. Okay. Make it flexible, branches. Permanent tissue means after the growth, when the plant become strong, like from stem. Okay, then permanent tissue. Okay, so now let's begin. Let's move on the next point. Okay, now let's study about the first type of plant tissue, meristematic tissue. So meristematic tissues are found in the growing region of the plant. Yes, they help in grow, as I said. So they are found in growing region of plant, like the tip of root. Yes, roots always grow, continue. Stem, yes, and branches, and they divide continuously. They divide, continue. They do not stop, and they help in the growth of plant. So there are three type of meristematic tissue: apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue. Okay, so remember kids, these tissues are responsible for the growth. Means they are found in growing region of, like growing region, tip of root, stem, branches. So let's talk about the apical. What is the meaning of apic? Apic means apex, means top. They are found at the top, means at the tip. At the tip. Top means at the tip. So we can say that apical meristematic tissues are found present in the tip of stem and root. Yes, they are present in the tip of stem and root. Yes. Suppose that my hand is a stem, then this finger will be the tip. So this, at this point, apical meristematic tissues will be present, and they are also present at the tip of root. The tip of root. So what is the function of apical tissues? What is the function of apical tissues? So apical tissues are responsible for the growth in stem and root. Yes, apical tissues are responsible for the growth in stems and root. Okay, and let's talk about the lateral meristematic tissue. Okay, lateral meristematic tissue. So lateral meristematic tissue are found in the side of plant. Yes, suppose that my hand is a plant. Suppose my hand is a plant. So on both sides, On both sides, lateral meristematic tissue will be found, is present on both sides. So we can say that lateral meristematic tissues are present in the side of stem and root. Yes, they are found in the side of stem and root. So what is the function of lateral meristematic tissue? They are responsible to increase the girth. They are responsible to increase the girth. Girth. Girth means they increase the thickness. Yes. Lateral tissues are responsible for increasing the thickness of stem and root. Yes. They help to increase the girth of stem and root. Means they help to increase the thickness of the stem and root. That's why plants are thick. I am not. Okay. Next type of tissue is intercalary meristematic tissue. Yes. So, what do you mean by intercalary meristematic tissue? Actually, it is present at the node of leaves. At the node of leaves means at the base of leaves. Yes, at the base of leaves. So, intercalary meristematic tissues are found at the base of leaves, and it is also found uh, at the base of internode. Yes, two node is actually a round like structure. You might have seen the round like structure in sugar cane. Have you seen the round like structure in sugar cane? Yes, there are many round like these are known as node. These are known as node, and the space between two node is known as internode. So it is intercalary meristematic tissue is found at the base of leaves and no internode. Okay, so it help in the growth of those plant. Yes, it help in the growth of this part. Which part? Internode. It increase the length of internode. That's why the size of plant day by day increase. Yes, that's why the length of plant increase. Okay, so I hope you understood that meristematic tissues are found in growing region of plants like the tip of root, stem, and there are three types: apical, meristematic, lateral, and intercalary. Apical tissue is responsible for the growth of stem and root. Lateral tissue is responsible for the girth in stem and root, and intercalary is responsible for the growth of internode and many more. Okay, I hope you understood. Now it's time to ask question from you. Let's move on the last point. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. Question number one. Make a chart of plant tissues. Yes, make a chart of plant tissues. So you know that there are two type of plant tissues. Yes, there are two type of plant tissues: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. I have showed you a chart, so you can make the same type of. Okay, so meristematic tissue can be divided into three part. Apical tissue. What is the spelling of apical? Apical. Apical. So apical tissue, or you can say apical meristematic tissue. Intercalary tissue. Yes, intercalary tissue, or you can say intercalary meristematic tissue. What is the spelling of intercalary? Intercallar. And lateral tissue, or you can say lateral meristematic tissue. What is the spelling of lateral? Lateral. And there are two type of permanent tissue: simple tissue and complex tissue. Okay, simple tissue can be divided into two category. Simple tissue can be divided into two category. Sorry, three categories. It's my mistake. Simple tissues can be divided into three category. Okay, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Yes, parenchyma, 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 collenchyma, cullenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, sclerenchyma, sclerenchyma. And complex tissue can be divided into two type: xylem and phloem. Okay. Next question. Question number 2. What are tissues? Give example. Yes, what are tissues? Tissue is actually a group of cells. Tissue is a group of cells having similar structure and function. Tissue is a group of cells having similar structure and function. Okay. In plants and animal, a group of cells called tissue and carry out specific function. Means you can also say one more definition is tissue is a group of cell which perform specific function. Like in a human being, for example, in human being, the cells of the muscular tissue, contract and relax and help in movement. And if we talk about in the plant, then we can say in plants the cells of vascular tissue conduct water and food from one part of the plant to other. Yes, am I right? Next question. Question number 3. Explain meristematic tissue. Yes. Few minutes ago we studied about meristematic tissue. Yes. So what is meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissues are found in the growing region of the plant, like the tip of root, stem and branches. They divide continuously and help in the growth of the plant. They are of three type. Yes, there are three type of meristematic tissue: apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue, and intercalary meristematic. So, what is apical meristematic tissue? What is apical meristematic tissue? Apical meristematic tissues are present in the tip of stem and root, and they help in the growth of stem and root. Yes, they are present in the tip of stem and root. They help in the growth of stem and root. And what is lateral meristematic tissue? What is lateral meristematic tissue? Lateral meristematic tissues are present in the side of the root and stem, and they help to increase the girth of stem and root. Yes, they help in to increase the girth of the stem and root. Girth means they increase the thickness. Okay. And last is intercalary meristematic tissue. So what is intercalary meristematic tissue? What is intercalary meristematic tissue? Intercalary meristematic tissues are present at the base of leaves. Yes, at the base of leaves means they are present at the node, and they are present at the internode also. Internode is the space between two nodes. Internode is the space, so they help to grow the internode. So they help in the growth of these parts, means at the base of leaves and internode. These parts are grown by intercalary meristematic tissues. So I hope you understood. And in next class we will study about permanent tissue. Okay, we'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye.